BodyBags, where horror lies.
Hi, I'm Sam. I'm your Thursday guy for BodyBags, and today, I guess this week, we're doing the year 1976, and the movie that I chose was Devil's Express, also known as Gang Wars. It's not really a horror movie, although I kind of thought it was. I saw the title Devil's Express, and I was like, ooh, it's right next to Horror Express on Tubi. It must be the same kind of movie. Or not same kind of movie, but it's like, horror movie. It's not really anyway. It has elements, of course, but it's like, okay. Here's the big idea, because the IMDb, synopsis is just very misleading. There's this guy, and he's this black guy who owns this karate training thing, right? This karate shop, not really a shop, but he's trains people karate and whatever. And he has an afro, so this is New York City too, so that is you already know he's the main character. He takes one of his buds to China to learn from this really good karate guy, but the bud, during their trip, he finds this big hole in the ground, and in the hole he finds this box that has this amulet in it. He takes the amulet, and they both go back to the States. Of course, they're only there for a moment to train with that guy. But him taking the medallion awakens this demon that was also trapped, and it's now gonna chase them to get the medallion back, or the amulet back. And so, once it's in the States, once it's in New York City, it just basically camps in the subways, killing whoever crosses paths with it. And that's honestly the subplot of the movie. You would think that's the plot of the movie. It's kind of the subplot, because the main plot is the main character, I guess, is a part of this gang, and it's like majority black gang, and they're starting to have quarrels with this Chinese gang, because I guess they're like right next to Chinatown. And yeah, love to see that. That's like the main part of the movie. That's the movie right there. So yeah. I mean, the very end of the movie, the main guy has to fight the demon in order to, like, end the chaos kind of thing. But it's not really chaos. I mean, kind of, I guess. But, yeah. I mean, that was a pretty solid fight scene. I liked how that scene was. But overall, this movie was just a really odd one, in the sense of the music felt really out of touch. Well, not really out of touch, but, like, it felt really odd. Listening to the music and watching the scene. Like, in the beginning of the movie, when they're in China, and they're training with that really good karate guy, right, that master, that, like, 5-minute segment, it's, like, them, like, fighting, or training, I guess, and the music is, like, very stereotypical, and very, like, it's too stereotypical. It's too that. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel natural. It feels more forced. And it's just, there's a lot I liked about the movie. There's a lot I thought was funny. A lot of stuff in the movie ultimately kind of just is like, what? Okay, I guess. Doesn't really make much sense, but hey, it's whatever. But it is that kind of movie. When you think of the title Gang War, and it was made in 76, you should, like, and it takes place in New York City, you're like, oh, I think I know what this one's about. Am I gonna watch this movie again? Honestly, I might. But not, like, just me going and watching it by myself. It would be like, I'm talking to a friend or a group, and they're like, oh, I saw this really odd horror movie. I don't know if it's, good or bad. I might be leaning towards bad, blah, 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 whatever. And I'm like, oh, well, have you ever seen Devil's Express, also known as Gang Wars? And they're gonna be like, no, what's that about? And I'm like, well, we should watch it. It's on Tubi. Just like 2 or 3 commercial breaks, I think, actually. There's a lot of, just whatever stereotypes in the movie. I mean, it's a funny movie, but it's also just, like, okay. Like, on IMDb, it's, like, 4 point something out of 10. That usually, it's kind of telling, but it's also, like, it's either really mid or it's either great or awful. But it's like people rate it 4 because and you never know. You never know until you actually watch the movie itself, of course. I think it's, I guess, mid. It's not like a great movie, but it's not like an awful movie. It has a lot of really cool or funny moments, a lot of not bad moments, but ultimately it's like, this is a few things that it got really right, I think. The gore was pretty good, the makeup was pretty good. The opening was pretty good, and then when the demon awakens and you're kind of like, it's awakened and now we're following it kind of thing, that was pretty good. But yeah, am I gonna watch this movie again? Not by myself, not because I'm scared, but it's just, why should I go and watch this movie again unless I'm with like a friend or a group of friends and we're like watching odd horror movies. The main character, I forget what his name was. Well, his real life name. It was like Warhawk something, I think. It'll definitely be in the description. But it's like, it made it out to be like, he's this really big guy, maybe a really big actor, and like, and it's like, IMDb has him in 2 movies. So unless he was like a really big, like, outside there guy, like he wasn't really an actor, but he was more of something else, I wouldn't know. Should you watch this movie? I mean, you could give it a chance. It's like, and go back a couple years when I reviewed Abominable. Should you watch Abominable? I'd say probably not unless you want to watch this kind of movie. But like if you don't care about what kind of movie, you probably should not watch this. Just not because it's bad for you, but you probably won't. You could probably find something better to do with your time. But yeah. I'm Sam. I'm your thirsty guy for BodyBags. I did Devil's Express for this week's theme, 1976. And yeah, you check out my channel. I suppose I'm taking a little bit of a pause, but I did do a 13 Days of Horror for October. So if you want to check that out in that aftermath, you can totally do that. I'm not really sure what I want to go onward. I'm still trying to figure that out, but I really did like doing the 13 Days of Horror. I might do that again, but not for November. Maybe I'll go back to doing that when it's the new year. You know, new year, new me. This is what I'm doing, 13 Days of Horror every month. Or, you know, whatever. I like it, but anyway. I'll see y'all next week. Goodbye.